We're joined by the state AG right now, Attorney General Rob Bonta. Thanks, sir, for coming on. I guess I'm curious about a couple of different things. When you make the argument, right, for the lawsuit, I think we have a quote from the lawsuit here. It reads, "As the fifth largest economy in the world," which we know California is, if it was its own country, essentially, the state of California, along with residents and small businesses, would be directly harmed by the tariffs, all facing higher costs due to the 10% universal tariffs now in effect on virtually all goods. What I was going to ask you about is jurisdiction, or a state going after the president for using the emergency powers. Congress kind of gave the president those emergency powers or relinquished them, right? Isn't that what the whole debate on Capitol Hill is about, taking them back? So explain.
Sure. The U.S. Constitution says that Congress has the power to tax. The tariffs are taxes. Congress has the power to impose tariffs, not the president. Of course, the Congress has delegated authority at times under certain conditions and circumstances to the president to impose tariffs. But the IEEPA is not one of them. The International Emergency Economic Powers Act doesn't mention the word tariffs once in the statute. No president ever in the nearly 50-year existence of the statute has ever used the statute to impose tariffs. It's used for economic sanctions, freezing assets, freezing property. It's been focused on terrorists and the Taliban, North Korea for its nuclear capabilities. It was used in 1979 by President Carter for the Iran hostage crisis. So never before used for tariffs, much less universal tariffs imposed on every single trading partner of the United States. And California has an outsized economy and an outsized negative impact from the tariffs. Largest state in the nation, 39 million people, fifth largest economy in the world, largest importer of any state, largest exporter, largest agricultural exporter, biggest manufacturer. And we purchase products impacted by the tariffs. We contract with vendors impacted by the tariffs. So we are directly impacted. We have standing to bring this lawsuit and point out to the court that there's no authority for these tariffs under the IEEPA.
Now, what's the other side saying? Well, I talked to a congressman from your state, a Republican, Kevin Kiley, on the show the other day about this story, just as it was breaking. We just had found out about the lawsuit. Here's his argument, obviously against, and then your response right after it. Congressman Kiley.
When it comes to the tariffs themselves, if the governor is concerned about costs for Californians, then he should look at his own policies. California has the worst regulations in the country, the highest taxes in the country. It's been rated the top judicial hellhole in terms of litigation. He's making our citizens pay $9.5 billion this year for health care for illegal immigrants. All of these are things that are within his power that he could fix, that would directly decrease costs and improve the quality of life for folks in California. But he's not doing any of that.
You have a response, sir?
I mean, he's obviously changed the subject there. He's not talking about tariffs at all. He's talking about everything but tariffs. And I don't know anyone or any business, any family that's happy with the tariffs. They're raising costs. Families are going to pay thousands of dollars more per year. Families screamed at the ballot box to lower costs, lower the cost of living, and these tariffs will increase the cost of living, increase tariffs. It will shrink our economy by $100 billion a year. It led to the two worst stock market days in the history of the U.S. stock market. So they don't want to talk about tariffs because they know this is an appropriate action in terms of its legality and because of its policy. Businesses, families, workers will all benefit from the end of the effect of illegal tariffs.
What if you win? What would actually happen if you won?
The court would declare the emergency IEEPA tariffs unlawful and void, and they would not be enforceable. So they would end, and they would stop harming businesses and stop sending the economy into a tailspin.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.